You're watching the Ravens Rundown. I am your host, Joey Petersen, and on today's show, I'm going to give you my first record prediction for the Baltimore Ravens just one day after the 2025 NFL schedule has been released. I'm not going to lie to you. We're about to enter into what we like to call the dog days of summer. The schedule release happened, everybody's pumped, everybody's excited, and then there's kind of going to be a whole lot of nothing. So I'm hopefully going to give you some things to look forward to over the next couple of months before we get into the 2025 NFL season. Before we get into the predictions, though, it is Ray Lewis's 50th birthday. That means we got to get to 500 likes. If you love Ray Lewis, if you love the Baltimore Ravens, and if you want to wish him a happy birthday, then go ahead and hit that thumbs up button on today's video. Before we get into the predictions, I'm just going to give a couple of my takeaways from the schedule. It's a tough one. You got 9 games against teams that made the playoffs in 2024. Of course, it helps when you play Pittsburgh twice. They made the playoffs. But you also play the Bills. You play the Lions. You play the Vikings. You play the Chiefs. You play a lot of really good teams. You got 3 straight road games and 3 straight home games at different points in the years, which also is a little bit strange. And then you end with a little bit of a tough one. 3 of the last 4 games are on the road. In December, January. Going to be some cold games, but they're going to be a lot of fun. Let's start off with week 1. I've got a win over the Buffalo Bills. I think when you look at it, it's like, okay, the Bills are a good team, but you absolutely dominated them in the regular season last year, and I know it's going to be on the road, but I just think that Baltimore is going to be so absolutely juiced up going into that game after what happened the year prior in the playoffs. I think get the win, and I think it's going to be awesome on primetime Sunday Night Football. The game after that is against the Cleveland Browns, and I'm not scared of the Browns one bit this year. I have that being a win as well. Game after that, it's going to be another really good one. This one is on Monday Night Football against the Detroit Lions. I'm going to give win for this one because it's at home. I think if this one was on the road, it was at Ford Field, I think it's one of those games where the home team's going to win it. I think they're both very evenly matched teams. I just think M&T Bank Stadium is going to be the thing that pushes the Ravens over the edge. Week 4, on the road against the Kansas City Chiefs. Stop me if you heard that one before. Unfortunately, I've got this one as the first loss on the season for Baltimore. I think Kansas City's going to be good. They're always going to be good. It's on the road. It's against Patrick Mahomes, and I don't want to say they've got your number, but they kind of got your number, and I'm expecting some BS Chiefs magic to happen, and they'll pull out that dub. But hey, 3-1 those first 4 games, not bad at all. Who wins? Let me know in the comment section down below. Between Baltimore and Kansas City, you choose the winner. I unfortunately think it's going to be Kansas City, because you can't win every game, okay? You got to realize that. You let me know who you think is going to be down below. Week 5, you face the Houston Texans. I think that's a win. You absolutely curb stomp them on Christmas Day. I think it's going to be no different. I think you got better. I think they kind of declined. They got some good offensive weapons. Their offensive line is somehow even worse than it was last year, though. So give me the win. Then you go against Los Angeles. They are traveling to Baltimore. It is a West Coast team coming, but it's October, so I don't think weather is going to play that big of a factor. I actually think Los Angeles is going to be really, really good this year. I still got a lot of faith in Matthew Stafford. Their front 4, their edge rushers are absolutely so incredibly dynamic. I think they get after you. I think they actually win that game in M&T Bank. Then you got week 7, bye week, rest up, get some sleep. Week 8, you play the Bears at home again. That one is a win. I think they're going to be better, but better from last year is not saying much. They still had a top 10 pick. I think you beat the Bears at home and send Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson back to the Windy City crying all the way. Make sure that you guys RSVP, okay, because we'll be live for every single one of these games. So like today's video if you're going to be there with us, okay? We had a blast last season. We had over 300,000 views and 300,000 people hanging out with us for the playoff game against the Bills. I want you guys to be there this week, okay, or this season. It's going to be a blast. We'll be live for all of those games, so make sure to like today's video if you'll be there with us. Coming up, we got 10 more games to predict, 10 more games to go over, 10 more games to talk about. But before we do any of that, I got to give a massive shout-out to the sponsor of today's video. That is our friends over there at Fanatics. And I don't know if you guys live under a rock, but Derrick Henry signed a contract extension yesterday. You can get his jersey for chatsports.com/KingHenry. You can get it in purple, white, black, men's, women's, jerseys, shirzies. They've got a ton of different options for you guys. That's why you got to go chatsports.com/King Henry. He's going to be in Baltimore for a lot longer, okay? Through the 2027 season. That's where the contract is. We're in 2025 right now. We got 3 more years of the King. You guys support him, support us, support the Baltimore Ravens. Chatsports.com/King Henry. Of course, the link is in the comments and description of today's video. You play the Dolphins on the road at Hard Rock. That's not going to be that big of a deal. Lamar's a Florida guy. You're going to win that one. It's Thursday Night Football. I actually think the Dolphins are going to be really bad. Hot take, I don't think Mike McDaniel has a job at the end of the year. Then you play against Minnesota in Minneapolis. Minnesota's going to be an interesting team to watch. I think they're going to go how J.J. McCarthy does, okay? I have a little bit of faith in him as a pro quarterback, but regardless, I think you win this game. I would like to see him a little bit earlier than Week 10. I think, you get the Vikings from weeks 1 to week 5, you got a better chance of winning playing against a quarterback who, is in the first 5 weeks of his first NFL season. I think he's going to be okay. I think they're going to be fine. They got a really good defense. I still think you squeak out a win, though. Week 11 at the Browns. Last time you played in Cleveland, you lost. This time, I don't think you do, though. Give me the win against the Browns. Another home game against the Jets. I don't have faith in Justin Fields. Aaron Glenn, I think, is going to be okay, but there's just a lot to overcome in New York with that team, with that franchise. I think you get a win against the Jets. Week 13, Thanksgiving against the Bengals. I actually think this one is going to be a loss. Now, I want to remind you guys, before everybody gets mad at me, like I said a couple minutes ago, you can't win every game. I mean, technically you can, but I don't think they will. I think Cincinnati, if they can figure out Trey Hendrickson from what they were able to add in the offseason and through the draft defensively, they still are going to have a really, really, really good offense that you had trouble with last season. I think you lose against the Bengals on Thanksgiving. Take a guess for me. How many AFC North games do the Ravens win? Is it going to be more or less than 3.5? What do you guys think? Let me know how many games you got them winning in the AFC North in the comments section. Let's talk about the Steelers now. Week 14 at home. You get them in M&T Bank Stadium. I think that one is a win. Lord knows how the Steelers are going to look this next year. They got better at a lot of positions besides the offensive line. I think they got better at running back. They technically got better at wide receiver, but not that much better. The defense is still going to be what it is. It's Mike Tomlin, and they're always going to have a pretty solid defense, but who knows who's going to be their quarterback. Regardless, I think you're the better team. I think Lamar is over the Steelers slump that he's kind of been in his career. Week 15, you take on Cincinnati again, this time in Cincinnati. I think you spoil them at home or on the road for us. I think you win that one. I think there's no way that Cincinnati beats you twice. I think you at least split that series. Week 16, you are at home against the New England Patriots. Drake May, Mike Vrabel, they come into town. I think you get the win in that one as well. Put together a nice little win streak. That is your last home game of the season. Your last guaranteed home game of the season. We'll see what happens come playoff time. Week 17, I think my most excited game of the entirety of 2025 is on the road in Lambeau Field after Christmas, December 28th against the Green Bay Packers. That game is going to mean a ton to both teams in their divisional races, I think. I think you lose, though. I don't know why. I'm just getting weird vibes from that one. Late in the year, cold weather game, on the road, Lambeau Field. That atmosphere is going to be rocking. I think they're going to have a little bit more to play for in the NFC North race than Baltimore will in the AFC North race, if that makes sense. Week 18, you round this one out against the Steelers with a win. I think you beat the Steelers twice. Like I said just a couple minutes ago, I think Lamar is over the Steelers hump. Everybody says Lamar can't beat the Steelers. Lamar can't beat the Steelers. Well, he beat them twice in last year. They couldn't do anything to stop Derrick Henry. They couldn't do anything to stop them Lamar as well. So my final record prediction is 12-5. Got a loss against the Chiefs, loss against the Rams, loss against the Bengals, and a loss against the Packers. Oh, that's 13-4. My bad. I can't even read. 13-4. There it is. You guys let me know your record prediction down below. Before we get on out of here, make sure you guys follow me on social media as well. You can find me at Joey Petersen8 on Twitter, at Joey Petersen8 on Instagram. I'm covering the Ravens daily right there on Twitter. If you want to see my wife, want to see my dog, want to see my family, go ahead and give me a follow on Instagram as well. We're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Join us right here on the Ravens Rundown. We'll see you next time.